Hi everyone, welcome to week 4 of English 101. So congratulations, you've finished your first complete assignment for my course, the blog post. So we started with the blog post in a way to just introduce you to the idea of rhetoric, to the idea that when we write, we have an audience we're writing to, we have a purpose as writers, and we also need to be aware of how we use our words in order to persuade others, and that's at the basis of all communication we have, be it verbal, nonverbal, or written. So what this second assignment is meant to do is to sort of introduce you to the structure of rhetoric and to also introduce the idea of a rhetorical community and a rhetorical context. So when we speak about the rhetorical situation, like think of a famous speech. Maybe you've heard of Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. And the rhetorical context of that is really the situation surrounding it. That speech was given after a march on Washington in the middle of the civil rights movement that was very pivotal for the activists at the time. And then you also have to understand that there is a rhetorical community of the situation. And this is the audience, typically, but it also includes really anyone that may hear and respond to the rhetorical situation. So, what you want to keep in mind is that rhetoric is the art of persuasion. Your rhetorical context is really the time and place within which your rhetoric is happening. And the rhetorical community is the audience and others that are going to be exposed to this message. So, we're going to sort of look at these concepts in relation to a song. So for our second assignment, we're going to work on something called a summary and a response. These are two skills that you're going to encounter and need a lot during your college career, but also just in life in general. So summarizing is really when you are encountering a lot of information and then instead of necessarily regurgitating it, sort of reframing it to make sense to you. And then responding is when you sort of take that summarized information and say, okay, now what do I think? Based on my experience, how do I feel about this information I'm encountering? So, this is something that you might do in a biology class when you encounter research. This is something you'll do in a history class when you are looking at primary sources. This is something you might do even in an industrial tech class when you're sort of having to summarize the way that a machine works and then apply that to knowledge that you already have. Is a really great way to approach rhetoric because we're all familiar with it. We all have a favorite song that we like. And I don't think that we consider enough how and why those songs affect us the way they do. So, your goals for this week are to take the attendance quiz, number one. I'm going to ask you a few questions based on this video. Number two, I'd like you to do a little reading and complete an assignment on breaking down the parts of an argument in a song and some skills for summarizing. Number three is going to be completing your discussion board post for this week, which will be related to the song that you choose for this assignment. And then the last thing will be to make sure that you let me know the song that you've chosen and why, kind of your reasoning behind it. So, in the coming weeks, we're going to work on how you respond, how you sort of give your opinion without using personal language, and also how to integrate quotes or lyrics into your writing. So, all skills that you may have encountered in other writing courses, but I think it's always good to sort of revisit them and visit them in a new way. So, hopefully, this is a fun assignment for you. It's one of my favorites, so I'm looking forward to it. And if you have any questions, please, please, please let me know.